Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we'll be calculating the CGPA calculator, which is made by using the Microsoft Visual C++ version 6.0. We provide the program with the main function, which has include stdio.h and as well as void main. Then we declare all the variables that is needed in making this mini project in the void main, which is int double and character. These are the example of the main function as well as the variable that is declared. First is include stdio.h, include windows.h, include string.h. Void in the void main there is int marks, counter, credit hours, number of subject, and total credit hours. In the marks and credit hours contains an array which has 10. The next is a double. Double has 3, which has sum of grade points times credit hours equals to 0, grade point, array 10, and double GPA. 2 characters, which is the subject name and grade point. After that, we will need the user to enter the subject that they are taking, so we will be using a loop formula, which for to make the number of subject that enter will loop as the user wants, and the variable that is declared, which is int counter. For the number of subject, we use for and counter. The for is where the value subject marks subject, and as well as the credit hour of the subject is entered and will be looped by for in the process. Below are the sample of coding formula of the looping process. For bracket counter equals 0, counter less equals to number of subject minus 1, and as well as to make sure it loops counter plus plus, which also equals to counter plus 1. Next is the mark, grade point, and grade. For this we use if, else if, and else. For example, if I enter the marks of 80, the software will automatically choose the grade in between 80 and to 100. We have set that each mark as its own grade point, and grades such as the marks entered by the user will be automatically to the correct setting. First is mark from 80 to 100, which has a grade point of 4.0 and grade of A. Else if is 75 to 79, the grade point is 3.67 and the grade is A minus. I use system CLS as the command of windows.h to close the tab and open a new tab. This is to make sure that the counter of the sum grade the system CSS is to make sure that the number of subject marks and grade point which is display will make a new line for the display after it is called. The system CLS is exactly to tidy up everything for the program. Here is the example. The system CLS is put here, which is to make sure that the grade point, the grade point all here is to open. The system CLS will display this, so it will reset and reopen close tab. Here is the compile. Enter number of subject and just put on 2, and the first subject will be BI, which is English. marks will be 56 and credit hours 2. Subject name maths, enter marks 67 and credit hour 3. The system CLS will create a new tab and as well as counter the number of subjects. The string copy as the command or string to detect the grade for the subject. To make sure that the string copy is ready, the string copy is exactly to make sure that one or more character. For instance, here is one character, but here is the 2 characters. String copies is used in the include string, which is located at the top of the program, which is here. And it is called in if else, which is here. Next, we insert the given formula on how to calculate the CGPA. We put the formula using for and counter so that we can calculate for each of the subject and grade point, and which also can loop each of the subject and grade point as well. Example of the formula is shown below. For example, to calculate grade point of the subject is grade point equals point value times credit hour, and grade point average is sum of grade point over sum of credit hour, and the average grade point, which is cumulative grade points of all the semester and cumulative credit hour of all the semester. Finally, we will put a counter for displaying the subject and as well as the CGPA of the whole semester. Here is the one, printf. Here it is, the display. This is the final result of the project. And here is the user manual. And I will demonstrate on how to use it one more time to make sure that everyone understands. First, to make sure that the compile has no errors and no warnings, then execute the program. Enter number of subjects. We just put on 2 subjects exactly. One is mathematics, which I put in math. Marks will be, for example, 76, and credit hour will be 3 for mathematics. Next will be electric circuit, which I will put the enter marks 56 and credit hour will be 3 as well. Here is the final touch for the program. That will be all for my presentation, and I thank you for watching this video, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi semua. Hari ini saya akan membentangkan mini project programming. Mini project programming saya diberi nama CGPA calculation. Mini project ini menggunakan program C++. Pertama kali saya menjalankan program yang berkaitan dengan fungsi utama dengan menggunakan include studio dan juga menggunakan main. Kemudian saya mengisytiharkan semua pemboleh ubah yang diperlukan dalam membuat projek ini. Contoh pemboleh ubah yang digunakan ialah for. For digunakan untuk menunjukkan looping proses. Contohnya untuk enter subjek, nama, markah dan credit hour. Contohnya saya menggunakan pemboleh. Saya menggunakan workman untuk projek ni adalah integer, double dan karakter. Contohnya seperti yang terdapat di bawah ini. Contoh ni saya menggunakan include studio, include window, include string. Selain itu juga saya menggunakan integer counter untuk nombor integer counter dan sebagainya. Selain itu juga kita memerlukan pengguna untuk memasukkan bilangan subjek yang anda mengambil. Jadi kita di bawah ini menunjukkan proses yang digunakan untuk mengira CGPA para pelajar. Contohnya saya menggunakan if f mark counter. Markah dia 60. 60 sampai ke 64. Grade point dia 2.67. Dia punya grade B tolak. Selain itu juga para pelajar boleh memasukkan nilai markah yang mereka perolehi dalam ujian dengan menggunakan sistem ini. Tidak kira apa-apa markah semuanya dapat dibaca dengan menggunakan sistem ini. Seterusnya saya menggunakan sistem CLS dan sistem window untuk membuka dan menutup pad baru. Contohnya seperti yang terdapat di bawah ini ya. Contohnya saya menggunakan sistem CLS print F nama subjek, markah, grade point dan credit hour. Lepas tu bawahnya saya letak print lagi. Selain itu saya menggunakan formula untuk mengira CGPA. Antara formula yang digunakan ialah for the counter. So saya boleh masukkan markah dan grade point dengan menggunakan formula ini. Segalanya saya telah tunjukkan seperti proses di bawah. Contohnya for example to calculate grade point, saya menggunakan grade point sama dengan point value darab credit hour. Untuk contoh mengirakan calculate grade point average, saya menggunakan GPA sum of grade point bahagi sum of credit hour. Contoh untuk mengira grade point average, saya menggunakan cumulative grade point of semester bahagi cumulative credit hour of semester. Segala prosesnya saya telah tunjukkan di bawah. Di bawah ini terdapat proses-proses yang digunakan untuk mengira CGPA calculation para pelajar semua. Para pelajar boleh menggunakannya seperti ini. Sekarang saya akan tunjukkan cara-cara mengira CGPA dengan menggunakan grade point ini. Okey, sekarang sila masukkan nombor of subject. Contohnya saya masukkan nombor of subject. Saya masukkan nombor subjek nombor 1. Subjek nama bahasa Inggeris. Enter mark 80. Credit hour 2 jam kredit. So untuk subjek BI, pelajar mendapat CGPA grade point dia 4 flat dan grade A credit hournya 12. Sekarang saya akan menggunakan 5, contohnya 4 subjek. Subjek yang pertama kita electric circuit. Markah 90. Dia punya jam kredit 3 jam kredit. Subjek nombor 2 programming. Markah 90 juga. Jam kredit Yang kredit 3. Subjek yang ketiga 90. Markah yang untuk keempat 85 kita bagi. Kredit hournya 3 jam. So, keputusannya seperti di bawah. Untuk electric circuit for flat maaf saya tadi saya telah silap menggunakan program ini. Okey, sekali lagi ya. Nombor subjek 3. Subjek yang pertama first electric circuit. Markah untuk markah 90. Kredit jam 3 jam kredit. Subjek kedua BI. Dia punya markah 85. Kredit jamnya 2 jam kredit. Untuk yang ketiga kita subjeknya pengajian Malaysia. Dia punya jam kredit 3 jam juga. Markah 90. So kita dapat lihat keputusannya seperti dalam gambar wajah. Untuk electric circuit markah 90, grade point 4.00, grade A, kredit hour 3 jam kredit. BI markah 45, grade point 4.00, grade A, kredit hour 2 jam. 2. Untuk pengajian Malaysia markah dia 90, grade point 4.00, grade A. Saya rasa sampai di sini saja presentation saya kali ini. Saya minta maaf kalau ada terkasar bahasa, tersalah bicara. Sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum. Dan jumpa.